If you have felt blocked in your manifestations, whether that's manifestations for love, success, or financial prosperity, then watch this video where I'm going to share the one aspect in your astrological birth chart that could potentially unlock and unblock your manifestations instantly. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Isabelle, your spiritual rebel friend, and today we are talking about the one point in your chart that could instantly unblock your manifestations. The reason I say this aspect of your chart could unblock your manifestations is based off of personal experience and based off of working with clients. I have seen clients actually try to embrace this part of their chart, heal this part of their chart, own this part of their chart, and they have manifested love, success, recognition all faster because of it. I'm talking like in the span of anywhere between a month later, 2 weeks later, 2 days later. So this is just based off of personal experience. What I've noticed has helped unblock manifestation. And with this aspect specifically as well, there is a reason definitely behind it, not just based off of personal experience. There is a reason sometimes that our manifestation is blocked, and it's because we're not leaning into this aspect in our chart. So before we get any further and before we dive into what this part of your chart is, how to implement it into your life, and why this part of your chart is so important, be sure to book a reading in the link in the description below where we can dive deeper into how to utilize your chart for manifestation and what exactly it is you want to manifest in the first place, as well as any transits that may be additionally influencing your manifestation right now. Link is in the description below. So really quick, I want to recap before we go into what this point in your chart is. Why exactly does our astrological birth chart influence our manifestation? Our whole purpose, hypothetically, in our life is to, according to astrology, embrace our whole chart in the highest vibrational expression possible, embracing our moon sign, our sun sign, so that we can be a radiant light that inspires others towards their highest potential. And with that, of course, we have our own unique story that plays into that. But given that we all have a unique energetic imprint we want to embrace, we all basically have subtly different vibrational magnet points. And so let's say you're trying to manifest love into your life. Based off of your Venus and your Mars, you're going to have different ideas of what love is and how you attract that. So each point in our chart is acting as a vibrational set point to attract experiences to us and define what kind of experiences we want to attract to us. But not only does every single part of our chart play into our manifestations, above all else, there is one specific aspect of our chart that is important above all else, is the hypothesis. And by embracing this part of our chart, then we receive our reward. There is a certain point in our chart that is, so to say, most challenging for us to embrace, that the universe wants us to embrace. And so if we are blocked in our manifestation, there may be, because of your Venus or your Mars, maybe you're not aligning with what you truly desire. But 9 times out of 10, I've noticed that when we have a manifestation that's blocked, it's because of this one aspect in our chart. And that aspect in our chart that blocks our manifestations is our natal north node. Now, chances are, if you've been following the channel for a while, this is going to be a massive eye roll because I bring the north node up a lot. And that is because I consider the north node to be, if not one of the most, if not the most important parts of your chart. So what is the north node and why is it probably the number one reason for your manifestations being blocked? And don't worry, I'm going to provide at the end of this video how to work through this so you can actually start manifesting your desires. The north node is going to be pictured like a little horseshoe, and hopefully I'll remember to put over the screen a picture of what the north node looks like in your chart. If not, this is going to look random. The north node is shaped like a horseshoe, and it represents your highest path to growth in this lifetime. In Kabbalistic astrology, they really see that the north and south node are your soul's centering point. They are your tikkun. This is your life's mission, your soul's mission, your life's purpose, what you're here to fulfill. In the most simple expression, the north node is whatever sign and house it's in are the qualities that are hardest for us to embrace and yet what complete us the most. So it's what's most foreign, what's most unknown, and what basically makes us well-rounded. If we're looking at a birth chart wheel, we can see how it's basically divided into almost separation. It has this pie division to it with the houses. And wherever the North Node resides, that is the missing piece to the puzzle for us to become whole beings, to overcome our soul's greatest challenge, to become the highest expression of ourselves and be like the light of the Creator. So your North Node sign is the hardest thing for you to embrace, but it's what the universe wants you to embrace the most. And in Vedic astrology, the North Node is said to be our material reward. So when we embrace our North Node, we attract miracles, we attract abundance, we attract our desires. And I've noticed this from personal experience. When I've embraced my North Node, the more I've learned to embrace my North Node, the more I've overcome challenges related to my North Node in Taurus, the more wealth, more abundance, the more love, the more joy, the more bliss, the more well-being I've attracted. It's when we embrace our North Node, manifestation becomes easier. But not only does manifestation become easier, it becomes plausible. What do I mean by that? Because the universe wants us to learn our North Node above all else. It is our highest path to growth in this lifetime. It is our greatest lesson. If we are not doing the work to understand our North Node, to heal it, to learn it, to grow into it, the universe blocks our manifestations. Opposite of our North Node is always our South Node, direct polar opposite. And this is our overused gifts and talents. It is also what is spiritually familiar to us. And so what often happens is we try to manifest from our South Node qualities, meaning we are trying to attract something that's spiritually familiar to us without understanding our contrasting, opposing energies that are most uncomfortable for us to learn, but will make us more well-rounded and more high vibration. And so if we are experiencing blockages in our manifestation, it is simply because the universe is telling us you're not embracing your North Node enough. Now, I don't want this to come across as the idea of you have to be perfect and achieve this goal in order to manifest your desires, but it does seem to be across the board for myself and for my clients that when we have the intention of trying to embrace our North Node, even if we're not perfecting it, when we are on the journey towards our North Node, towards understanding it and embracing it, the universe opens the floodgates for us to receive our desires. It's quite literally indicated through Vedic astrology being material reward, and with Kabbalistic astrology, this being our highest path to growth. And the universe wants us to embrace this. It's our material reward. And so when we reach into these traits, they want to send us rewards. The universe wants us to send rewards and give us the abundance we're looking for. However, if we stay in our South Node qualities, if we're overusing our South Node qualities, if we are sticking to what is spiritually familiar to us, our past life patterns, the universe is going to block off the stream of abundance because we're not learning our lesson. We're staying in our comfort zone. We're not raising our vibration. So if you're experiencing blockages in your manifestation, whether it's love, money, success, something else, it's likely that you're not embracing your North Node as much as the universe wants you to, or in the way that the universe wants you to. So with that being said, how do you start embracing your North Node? How do you utilize your North Node to accelerate your manifestations and rapidly manifest? It's a very simple process, even though it's said to be our highest path to growth, frankly. Step one, first and foremost, finding the sign your North Node is in. You cannot do the work to grow into your North Node unless you know the sign it's in. So look, I won't be able to put dates over the screen because the North Node transits so fast. But if you just pull your chart online, you will find what your sign your North Node is in. And I have a whole video playlist talking about North Node through each sign with my sister. So they're kind of old videos, but nonetheless aligned with what it means to have your North Node in each sign. And also with that, well, first, before you go any further, you want to understand the sign that your North Node is in. What is the archetype all about? What is the highest expression of this archetype, and how can you embrace this? But the second and very much important step with that is understanding the house your North Node is in as well. And based off of personal experience, this is where I've been confused about why my manifestations aren't working. Because not only is there a sign of the traits that you're here to embrace, there's also a house, and that's where these qualities are hardest for you to embrace. So for example, I'm a North Node in Taurus, which means overall I need to focus on simplicity, stability, seeing that the present is absolute perfection rather than always outsourcing and looking to the past or the future. there's an idea simply of focusing on the small pleasures of life and enjoying the present moment. But I thought for the longest time that the way to embrace this was simply by cultivating daily routines. I would have a morning meditation and journal and have a great cup of coffee or surround myself with cozy indulgences like a Taurus. But my manifestations still weren't quite accelerating. My fulfillment was going up, but my manifestations were still blocked. And that is because I didn't realize my North Node is in my 5th house, which means that the hardest way for me to embrace Taurus energy is in my romance and pleasure, which is truly about what will bring me pleasure the most in my daily life, in my life as a whole. How can I be self-sufficient in my life enjoyment and pleasure without relying on a community or relying on others? And cultivating a sense of self-sufficiency in a romance. How can I not be reliant on others in the dating experience? And how can I come from a place of self-sufficiency, pleasure, and self-worth and simplicity? So understanding the house that your North Node is in is telling you where you need to learn this energy the most, and is just as equally important. But then from there, once you understand what sign your North Node is in and how you can start embracing it in the house it's in, starting to actually prioritize that in your life by making time to be in that energy. If it's in your 4th house, really making sure your home time is very intentional. If it's in your 10th house, changing how you interact in your career, pursuing your North Node, working towards the philosophy, the lesson, the archetypal energy in that area in your life is how you unlock your manifestations. It's not necessarily, yes, you have to do things differently, but in the end, your North Node journey is about learning to think differently about your world. And if you want more information to go along with that, understanding your South Node qualities that may be overused can be helpful as well. Again, I cover both the North and South Node in my video playlist talking about each North and South Node placement. So from experience, learning your North Node, embracing your North Node is the key reason your manifestations are blocked. The second you start embracing your North Node, working towards your North Node, your manifestations will start to open up, because the North Node is what we gain reward for when we embrace. The universe wants to reward us for embracing our North Node. So let me know in the comments below, did you know your North Node sign and house? Have you been embracing it? And have you noticed, is this what's blocking your manifestation? Have you been in your South Node qualities? Did this help you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if you want more help and videos explaining how exactly to implement this process. I already have a video talking about 5 ways to embrace a North Node in Pisces, but I have yet to finish that series going through every single North Node. So if you want me to finish that series talking about how to start embracing each North Node, if that would be helpful for you, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know your feedback down in the comments below. Let me know if this video helped you, gave you insight that you didn't know before, and be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and stay tuned for more videos breaking down the stars and more. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, my name is Isabelle, and from my heart to yours, namaste.